Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I started this channel because it'd be neat to talk about my personal health journey, World War II, food, recipes, rations, and just lifestyle things, repurposing things, DIYs. At some point I need to paint my kitchen. I don't know if we'll get all that on video, but I thought it'd be fun to bring y'all along. So, my history, my story. I am married. I have 5 children, and I have 3 teenagers, 1 preteen, and a younger child. They will not be on the channel, but they eat. I have to feed them, and life can be kind of crazy. So, what I thought I'd do with this, and talking about weight loss, I have lost 19 pounds this year, and it has been a very hard journey, but worth it. And I will go into another video on what program I'm using and how it's working for me. But I decided to delve into World War II history, rations, things like that several years ago. And I really got into it. And my whole family did a week where we did rations, and we loved it. It was a fun week. But it really wasn't sustainable just because we have access to more now than they would have been. So what I thought I would do is I thought I would do this video and go through the list of each of the rations that were available to the people during World War II. Now this is the British list. It's a little bit easier to follow. I'm not doing the full program. So I have the list of all the items and how much they were rationed for, but there was also a point system where each item was worth a certain amount of points, and you could get a certain amount of points per month. Then you could go shopping and you could use those points. You still had to pay money, but you'd use the points to get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the list of what items were rationed. Sorry if you hear music, my neighbors are pulling up. What items were rationed, how much they were rationed, and how much they would have cost during that time versus how much they would cost today. So, number 1 was bacon or ham. For bacon or ham, each person would receive no more than 4 ounces a month, or week. That would have been about 11 cents. Today, that would be about $1.26 in US currency. Now, some of this was in British, and I don't fully understand their money system, so I'm just doing my best guess. The next thing is meat. Now, that could be ground beef, a chunk of meat, pork, whatever meat was available in the markets. Now, I don't understand the money system, so what I'm going to say is about a pound of meat per week, per person. Not a lot of meat. Now, they did get the bacon and ham, so it would have been a total of about 20 ounces of meat. And if you really think about it, that's not terrible, because most of the time, you're only supposed to eat 3 ounces of meat per meal, or per serving. And since I've been losing weight, I have been sticking to the 3 ounces, and it's not as hard as I thought it would be. For the meat, that would have been about 30 cents. Today, that would be $5.48. Butter. For the butter, they would get 2 ounces. That was about 3 cents then, about 50 cents now. Cheese. 2 ounces. Not very much. I think there were times that it went up to 4 ounces, but it was generally 2. 4 cents. 23 cents now. Margarine. 4 ounces. Now, if you notice, butter was 2 ounces, margarine was 4 ounces. Butter was harder to get. And margarine was still a fat, because your body needs fat. It's fuel. In today's world, butter is sometimes thought of as better than margarine because it's so processed. When I do the rationing, I typically do 6 ounces of butter rather than the margarine, just because we don't buy margarine. And when I'm doing it, I'm trying to use things that we already have on hand instead of buying special items. So still the same amount of fat, I just typically use the butter myself. But that's just me doing it. It's not a government mandated. So for margarine, it was 4 ounces, and that was about 4 cents or 90 cents today. Cooking fat, 4 ounces was 4 cents or 25 cents today. I use that as like cooking oil or shortening, something like that. Milk, each person got 3 pints. Children under a certain age got, I believe, 5 pints. So for the milk, for 3 pints for an adult, it was 24 cents. Today would be about $1.15. Sugar, 8 ounces per person per month, or per week, sorry. 24 cents then, 41 cents now. Preserves, 1 pound every 2 months, or 2 ounces a week. That would have been about 4 cents, 18 cents now. Now, I will make this disclaimer. Some of the math could be off on this. I did this from 5:30 in the morning to 7:30 one morning, and I tried to do my best to get the math right, but I could have made mistakes. So, if you catch a mistake, bear with me. I might have to go back and redo the math on these. I've seen a couple that I'm like, I'm not really sure, but I think it's pretty reasonable. Eggs, 2 cents for 1 egg. They only got 1. 21 cents now. Now, the thing about eggs is you could also get powdered eggs instead of fresh eggs. So if you were to choose powdered eggs, you would get a tin that had the amount of 12 powdered eggs in it. You could reconstitute them and use them in recipes, or you could cook them up. Not the greatest, but you could cook them any way you wanted to. And then tea, they would get 2 ounces. Now, I didn't do the math on the tea. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I've been working all morning. Tea was 2 ounces. And I did not get the math on that, but yeah. Sweets, candy, cocoa could have been gotten as a sweet, like cocoa powder to add in to make brownies or whatever. You could get 12 ounces every 4 weeks. So that is 3 ounces a week. And I have to tell you a sweet story. Since I've been doing rationing this week, my 16-year-old son asked me for a mint the other night, and I gave him one. And then later he came to me asking me where the bag was so he could replace my mint because he knew I was rationing. It was really sweet. So the grand total for one total, I can't talk for some reason, for one person would have been 89 cents. Today it would be $10.57. So for my family of 7, during that time, I would have had to pay $6.23 for my entire family to get all the rationed foods this way, not including the points foods. Today it would be $73.99. So it's a very interesting system, I think. And yeah. I've enjoyed doing it. I actually have kind of kept a diary throughout this last week, and I might do another video where I kind of read off what I ate each day. But when I weighed in today, I was down 0.4 pounds, which for a week, it's not a lot, but it's not too little either. It was something. And I've done that a lot throughout my weight loss. I might lose half a pound. I might lose a little less than that, maybe just 2 ounces. But either way, I am losing weight. That's all that matters. I'm not in a rush. So that's going to conclude the video for today. I will come back with more, but I thought that was a neat look at the pricing and the differences and the items that they rationed. Thanks for watching.